Hey guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you're brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are actually building in the season of winter this time. Yes, I wanted to build in the snow. And honestly, it's because the landscaping for this build is super simple, so I didn't really mind building in the season of winter. I mentioned in my last build that I don't often do that just because a lot of the plants look really different in winter and you can't really tell how they're going to bloom and blossom. Sometimes they show up through the walls and all that fun stuff, and I like to see all the different colors. So but I didn't do that here because I didn't feel the need to. But today we're actually building in Copperdale because, let me just be honest, this is the best lot in Copperdale. It just is. I think the name in the left-hand side of the screen, Little Falls Nook, is the default name. And I want to say this is a 20 by 15? I think it's a 20 by 15. It's a pretty small lot, but it's so beautiful. It's right near this little riverbank. There's this gorgeous bridge, all this lovely foliage everywhere. And it's actually right near the pond too. There's like a little river that leads right into that pond or lake. Lake? It depends. It doesn't matter. But today we are building a little log cabin, and I was thinking that this would be ideal for a rental. Now, when I upload it to the gallery, I don't believe I'll upload it as a rental property, because to do that, it's kind of a pain, to be honest with you. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do that, so I think I'll just upload it as a residential, but I decorated it more so as a rental property, so you're not going to see a lot of personalized decorations or anything like that. It is only a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, so I was thinking it's ideal for like a couple, or maybe a single sim who just wants to get away for the holidays in this cozy little cabin and enjoy themselves and maybe get away from family. You know, I'm not going to judge. Some people want to do that. Some people don't want to be around their family around the holidays, which I see nothing wrong with. You do you. But I really love this cabin. I really love it. I think the last time I built a little rental cabin was a couple of years ago, and it was prior to us having horse ranch. And this is really important because a lot of the textures and the colors and everything like that we got with horse ranch for the siding that I used, as well as the columns, the spandrels, and the flooring. And the stairs, and the fencing and stuff. Like, it's so much more detailed than a lot of the things that we got with Outdoor Retreat, for example, which is what I used last time I built a cabin. I think that this wallpaper, because technically it's wallpaper, like a siding, whatever you want to call it, it looks so much more 3D. It has so much more texture to it. And like I said, a lot of these wood swatches have a lot more texture to them. So I just think it looks so much better than the other things from Outdoor Retreat that I used in my previous little cabin thing. I don't even know, did I even make a video about that? I think I did. I think I called it like the honeymoon cabin or something too. And I actually have a good chunk of people that inquire about that being on the gallery. It's up there to my knowledge, but if it is not, I'm so sorry because it's likely gone at this point. I'm really unorganized, to be frank. Yes, if you will, a professional YouTuber, like very unorganized, super unorganized, can't keep my things straight at all. And that build is probably not in my library in my game anymore. I'll look. I'm going to take a look. I don't remember, okay? I don't know. Also, I finally got to use this beautiful door from Life and Death for the front and back door. I love that door. I compare it to the one from the Werewolves game pack, which I also really love, just like this kind of like beaten up rustic wooden door. But this one from Life and Death is beautiful, so I was excited to use that, and I got these gorgeous windows from Cottage Living. It just all came together really nicely, in my opinion. Now the floor plan, now that we're on the interior, it's a little bit odd. Like, I won't lie to you, the bedroom is a very odd shape. It's very just long. But it was challenging because the cabin itself really isn't that big. And I do kind of change the color scheme a couple of times as well. You're going to see me testing a couple of different couches and swatches of this particular couch from Outdoor Retreat because I really wanted that cabin feel to this place. But it bummed me out because I wanted the red plaid with just a dark wood swatch. It's probably one of my main complaints if I were to complain about the things that are in the catalog and how you can't mix and match a lot of like the fabric swatches with wood swatches. You don't have that ability in The Sims 4. So I was going to go with kind of this red cherry wood through most of the build because it did kind of match the swatch of the windows as well. But then I went to the orange woods, which I do really like. I love these orangey woods as well. I thought that would be kind of a nice route to take, especially with the red plaid that I was looking to use. But then I started pulling out curtains. And I love these curtains from Cats and Dogs. They're perfect for this. And I was like, you know what? This is red overload. I don't really like this. I think this is a little bit too red. I like red as more of an accent color, and I'll put pops of it throughout a build. But for me personally, just my tastes, it's a little bit overwhelming. And I couldn't really find greens that blended together when it came to a rug and other pieces of furniture. And I feel like I don't do this a lot. I try to match my wood tones. Sometimes I'll have different ones that just kind of blend nicely together. But this was just very jarring to me. Like this whole interior, this go around, this start that I'm showing you was just very jarring to me and just very loud and in your face. And I really didn't like it. I wanted it to be so much cozier and warm. And this just felt like way too much. So I pull all of it back and I played around with the floor plan a bit more. I added some columns and spandrels, and that little curtain I just put up is because there's a little laundry room in there. There's a stacked washer and dryer, which I thought was a nice addition to a rental property. And then I pulled out the bear rug. Okay, I know it's a functional item from Lovestruck, but that is so stereotypical, like rustic mountain cabin from my perspective. And I also swapped out the fireplace with one of the wood burning stoves because that felt so much more rustic. And listen, I've said this before, I want a wood burning stove in my house really, really badly. I would love to put one even in my basement, which is unfinished. I'd love to put one in my basement because those things heat the whole dang house. They just do. They're amazing and I love them. There's been a few times where I've rented like Airbnbs and they have wood burning stoves. I love them. Every single time I have an Airbnb with a wood burning stove, I am like bouncing up and down with excitement. I really, really like them and I really want one in my house at some point. So since I was able to put one in this build, it kind of sort of passively satisfied that need for just a little bit. But now we're just decorating this little side table. So since it was going to be a rental property, I added this little open notebook because I always like to envision that particular item as a guest book or something. And then there is a menu item from Dine Out, but I always use that as kind of a little stilted, like, welcome to your rental. Like, here are the house rules and the Wi-Fi password and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of a cute idea. And then I was trying to really think, what would you have at a rental property like this? Trying not to make it too personalized because that wouldn't really fit the idea. I was going to have this stack of board games, but as I was going through and decorating, I decided to add, what is it? I think it's from the Everyday Clutter Kit. There's like the little chessboard and stuff like that. And with the new base game update, as of the time of me recording this like a couple of days ago, we got a hot chocolate tray. So I add that to the coffee table as well. Like I was trying to make it very, very wintry, very on brand, if you will. And now this is going to be the little kitchen. It's a very open floor plan. And even though the floor plan, in my opinion, was a little bit odd, I think it worked out really nicely. And it took me a while to figure out how to lay this room out in particular and not block your Sim's ability to actually walk around and navigate. I did playtest it. My Sim was able to walk around those couches, no problem, get to the kitchen, and do all of those fun things. So if you encounter any issues, I apologize, but I did playtest it to the best of my ability, and everything worked great, which was exciting for me. I also added only 2 seats to this little table because, again, I was picturing it for maybe like a single Sim or a couple. I was mainly thinking like a couple's getaway, so I added like the little champagne glasses and the menu at the center of the table there as well. And then I just added a little bit more clutter. We also have the cookbook if you wanted to use that, and maybe the little post-its are like previous guests that commented on certain recipes, because maybe this recipe book was from the person that does rent out this cabin, and there's maybe some secret, like, well, not so secret anymore, but maybe some like family recipes and stuff like that for guests to try out. I thought that was kind of a nice idea. It would be a lot, but I thought it was a nice idea. And then I was going to add the kettle until I remembered the hot cocoa tray, hot chocolate, hot cocoa, whatever you want to call it. And I took that little tray from the Everyday Clutter Kit as well, or was that the Book Nook? It was the Book Nook kit with like the little mug and the open book as well. And I place it on the bed. Now that is the one thing I'm going to tell you right off the bat that may block your Sim's ability to get on one side of the bed. So just get rid of it. But I just thought it was a nice added touch because I thought it looked like it would be at a rental property. I also added a speaker here up on the bookcase because there is no television. I thought, you know what, at least you could play some holiday music and kind of enjoy yourself and have a form of entertainment here outside of chess and reading and cooking and hot cocoa and the wood burning stove. And I thought that that was a nice idea. The only small detail I added were those shoes that were near the back door, and there's plenty of mirrors all over the place, so you can check yourself out before you leave the house and when you come back. And then there's also a full bathroom here, which the odd part to me, which I would probably, I don't know if I would change it because I do like the floor plan the way it is, but the fact that you have to go out of the bedroom and you have to go through the entryway, through the living room, through the kitchen, all the way around to get to the bathroom is kind of a pain. But you know what? Maybe this is an older cabin and the floor plan wasn't as efficient and well thought out. So it is what it is. You get this rustic charm and not the best floor plan, you know? But it is a full bathroom. We also have that big closet there. I thought that was kind of a nice use of that space. We have that bench from Horse Ranch right in the entryway, and then there's another wood-burning stove here in the bedroom, which is very oblong. It was a little bit difficult. I was very grateful that I was able to even fit a bed and some side tables in here. I did use the tool mod to size those side tables down a little bit, but it worked great and I was thrilled, and your Sims could light the wood-burning stove and everything. I was ecstatic because that was the important thing. I'm like, if you can't get to the wood-burning stoves as well, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, why even have them in here if you can't light them, right? I also added a mirror and a dresser, and there's just a couple of decorations on top of the dresser, like some extra maybe hand towels and some lotions and bath salts, like stuff like that. Little complimentary items that you might get at a nicer Airbnb or rental cabin or something like that. So I thought that was really cute. And then outside, because I know we're getting close to the build and I don't really show much of outside. Outside, I think I only added a fire pit. And then there's a couple more rocking chairs off the back porch. I didn't add a grill. I didn't add horseshoes or anything, because I don't know how much time you'd really be spending outside. And if you did spend time outside, you'd want to be by the fire. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this one. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts, and I will catch you next time I post a video. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.